So I absolutely suck at making intros, but if you want to make up to $10,000 per month with a skill you already have, then watch this video. In this video, I'm going to be talking about how to build your one-man business. Whether you know it or not, you are capable of doing this. And in this video, I'm going to show you exactly how. If you use it, it's going to work. Let's dive in. First things first, the biggest problem people usually have is, I don't know what skill I have to sell. And the question I always like to ask people is, well, what are you naturally good at? Take my brother Alex, for example. He's like my twin. We're 1 year apart. A few months ago, he was sitting down and talking to me and he was like, bro, like, I don't know how to do this. I'm tired of working at this coffee shop. I need to make more money, yada, yada, yada. Same story as everybody. And I was like, bro, why don't you just start a handyman business? You've always been good at fixing things. You're great with tools. You help me out with a bunch of things I don't want to do. And he was like, on the fence. But I think like it was 3 weeks later, he just got so tired of working at the coffee shop. He ended up calling me and he was like, bro, I went to Home Depot. I spent my last $400 on tools. I don't know if what I did is the dumbest thing I've ever done or the smartest thing I've ever done, but I just made an account on TaskRabbit. And I'll spare you guys all the details, but 5 months later, which is like today, and he just closed his second job remodeling a whole basement. That's like 20, 30K job. Obviously, he's general contracting some people, but dude, you start with small steps and then God just opens up doors that are really big steps. And before you know it, you're like, bro, I have a business. I don't think it really matters that much what skill you decide to go after. I have this theory that the universe or the God is naturally going to bring you into the place you're meant to be. Take myself, for example. At 22, I started a social media management company. At the time, I was like, well, I'm really good at social media. Let me just do this and see where it goes. I ended up getting 4 clients in a month. And it's not because I was good at getting clients. It was just because I didn't understand how to price myself accordingly. And I was charging $400 per month, actually $300 per month. And everyone just kept saying yes. And I was like, wow, this is easy. All I have to do is post 5 times per week for $300 a month. So that didn't last too long. But one of my clients owned a real estate brokerage, and he ended up hiring me to take photos of the homes that he was rehabbing. And then I found myself becoming a real estate media specialist. So I would go out and take photos and videos of homes for people and real estate agents, and they'd put them on Zillow. And I still do this to this day. Don't worry too much about what skill to start with. Go with what you're naturally good at. If you really don't have anything, I'm going to link down a list of skills in my newsletter that I'm going to post right now. So just subscribe to the newsletter. I send out weekly-ish newsletters. Sometimes I get lazy, but it's all about information about developing yourself, getting better, building your one-person business. Just, it's an extension of my own consciousness into yours. We can become like consciousness buddies. So now that you established what skill set you want to start selling, now it's time to actually start getting clients. Let me tell you right now, this is the hardest part of this process. This is where you're going to get the darkest cloud come up. You're going to start doubting yourself. You're going to ask yourself things like, why am I even doing this again? The job that I had seemed so good, but bro, every time you had to go to Whole Foods and get food from the hot bar, you couldn't afford to weigh the whole thing, so you had to just leave it on the side and pay for half of it. If you know, you know. This is really the part where most people give up. Just talking to a friend of mine, and she's like, well, I want to start a cleaning company. Called me like every single day, and she's like, I'm so excited about this. A few weeks later, I checked up on her. I was like, yo, what's going on? She's like, honestly, I just got so embarrassed because I'm like cleaning people's homes, and I'm like, you know, I don't want to be seen as a cleaning lady. I'm like, bro, cleaning companies crank. What the hell are you talking about? And like, she's really good at cleaning. Like, you know, without cleaning, we're just basically animals. But anyways, the point of me saying that is you're going to get so much self-doubt come up, and just expect it. It's going to suck. It's not comfortable. Every single person goes through this. You are going to go through this, and you will triumph through it. You are going to be a beast. You're going to continue to push, because you want to get out of the situation you're currently in. So now it's time to actually get paying customers. So you're going to reach out to friends and families and old contacts, and you're going to let them know, hey, I'm doing this thing. I'm trying to make some money. If you know anybody, just let me know. The if you know anybody is key. because it's not pressure or pushy, because they might be that person. So I used to just send texts and be like, hey, John, if you need a photographer, you let me know. But over the years, I was like, man, that was a little awkward. I wish I would have just said, if you know anybody who needs a photographer, you let me know. And now to this day, sometimes I'll still talk, like when I run into somebody, I'll still be like, hey, if you know anybody who needs a real estate photographer, just let me know. And then they're like, well, actually, I need a real estate photographer. I'm like, oh, no way. And then I end up getting them. And then we ride off into the sunset together. So if you're just starting out, make sure you're posting every day. I won't get too much into what to post, but you can just kind of learn that somewhere else. This is not the space right now. Not yet. When you're doing cold emails or cold calling, keep it short, be honest, be yourself. Don't send a weird text being like, hey, we provide high quality, blah, 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 blah. No. Be like, hey, Jim, my name is Michael. I just started doing photography and I need some help, brother. Do you mind hiring me in exchange for a review or 50% off, or can we work something out? I got to start building a business. Just be yourself. Other people who are already established love helping newer people, at least most of them, if they're good-hearted. So just be yourself, be honest, don't overthink it. There's like this crazy thing where when you land your first client, you're going to be like, whoa, this person just gave me money and I've never met them before. Even to this day, I have my Google ads running. And when a random person just books online that I've never met before and they pay, I'm like it just blows my mind. I'm like, wow, I've never met this person. I just set up this system online and people went online and just paid. That was crazy to me. Early on, what's going to start to happen here is you're going to start to learn your pain points, right? A pain point for me early on was invoicing. I was at the point to where I was constantly doing all these shoots and sending out these invoices, but people weren't paying, at least on time. They ended up paying eventually, but they would take like a month and a half, or they wouldn't pay me until they needed to book me again. And that created a cash flow problem because your boy had like car payments, rent, cell phone bill, food, got to give money to mom, like all this shit coming up, right? But money wasn't coming in. And it was very stressful. And I'm embarrassed to say this, but I didn't fix the problem for like 4 or 5 years. I just thought that's how it is. After eating so much shit, I was like, dude, I got to set up a system for invoicing. So now I set up a system that people have to pay to download all the content, right? And I systemized invoicing. The reason I'm saying that is these pain points that you're learning in the beginning are signs for you to systemize, to work smarter and not harder. Another example is I stopped doing shoots on Sundays. And the reason I started doing that was I felt like I had no structure in my schedule. I would just work whenever somebody would text me and it was just too chaotic. I felt like I never had a day to look forward to. So I just shut off my booking on Sundays. And this is the coolest thing about owning your one-person business. Like, this is exactly why we strive to do this, right? Is we want more control in our life, right? And we want to be able to just like maybe go to the gym at 1 p.m. or spend some time with some friends and then work later at night. Like, you get to kind of work in your own flow. And that's what's amazing about this. These pain points that you're learning when you're burning out early on, just take them as a sign to systemize and work smarter. We'll talk about this more in another video, but I'm going to leave you guys with that right now because it's a lot of information. All of this information that I just spoke about is going to be in the newsletter I post right now, and it's August 18th. So I'm literally going to name it the same title as the YouTube video. So that being said, guys, my name is Michael. Push the subscribe button if you made it this far. I really hope this video was valuable, and we'll talk soon. Peace.